and welcome to Combat Sports Breakdown. Let's get it. All right, it's your host, Matt B, back with my co-host, Alex. What up, bro?
You know what it is.
We just had UFC Fight Night, Font versus Gradbrandt, and I'm going to be upfront with you. It was an alright card, but I was pretty bored throughout the whole time. Until the main card, I was bored as shit.
Damn.
Like, no disrespect to the UFC, it's just like, these fight nights are getting kind of like generic, you know, like we get a couple big names, but like lackluster performance. And yeah, it sucks to say, but it is what it is, man. This first fight, let's get into it. Rafael Alves versus Damir Ismagulov. And this is just that Dagestanian DNA showing out again, bro. It was
I smash.
Yeah, it was a 3-round kill, man. Like, he literally just beat him up for 3 rounds. Dude's 22-1 going into that fight, 23-1 leaving. It's so hard to deny these Russian and Dagestanian fighters, man. They have so much grit, so much wrestling and sambo experience. Their street fighting experience is seeming to show up more and more each time. It's pretty crazy, but did you happen to see this fight?
No, I did not, but I did win on my bet.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, fight 2 either got rescheduled or canceled. They really didn't talk about it too much on the broadcast, but fight number 3 was Josh. Oh, they mixed it up. They went David Dvorak, who was supposed to fight in the 8th fight or 9th fight tonight. It was David Dvorak versus Raulin Pavia, and David Dvorak got the round 1 submission. It was actually a pretty exciting fight, not gonna lie. David Dvorak was like just on it. He was pressure, ended up getting the submission. There's a couple like I'm not trying to talk too much shit. It's just like there was maybe 5 decisions and you know 4 or 5 finishes. It just wasn't that exciting, and then the main event wasn't really that exciting.
We've been getting spoiled with the other cards, bro.
No lie, that's probably true, but at the same time, it's like I went out with the family, and like there was no rush I was not in a rush to get home and watch these fights.
I feel you.
For some reason, I was comfortable like watching highlights of all of it. Like it really didn't bother me at all, unfortunately.
I feel you.
So then, fight number 3, we have Josh Kutabayo versus Shabazian, and you know, this was one of those fights that I was actually really surprised with. We both picked Shabazian because of experience, but Josh Kutabayo has had all his fights in the UFC, and it showed, man. This kid came out, and he was the top dog for sure. He just pressured him out, man. This was one of the decisions that it was clear who won this one for sure.
Yeah. It
wasn't like one of those boring back and forth, you know, like, nah, this dude just pummeled him for 3 rounds.
Damn. He said, I came here with a fucking purpose.
This was actually the one I would have picked as the KO of the night, was Bruno Silva versus Victor Rodriguez. Man, Bruno Silva came out and he knew what he wanted to do. Yeah. He blasted this dude. Like, legitimately blasted him. And he got that round 1 KO. Me and Alex both picked him. Fight number 5 was Court McGee coming back. Court McGee versus Claudio Silva, and Court McGee's had like a little bit of a resurgence lately.
Oh yeah, he freaked that fucker.
Yeah, this guy's fought everybody, man. He fought Nate Diaz a long time ago. He's fought everybody, bro. And you know, when you've had 30 fights and probably 20 of them in the UFC, like it's hard to doubt that experience, you know. So he ended up getting I honestly, when I went back and looked at it, I scored it for Claudio Silva, but Court McGee did edge out the win. It's one of those. It's one of those.
Win either way.
Yeah, you really weren't disappointed in it either way. But here's where it starts to get fun, because you have Ben Rothwell, man, and Ben Rothwell, he's so fun, man. He knew what he wanted to do. He came out, threw some heavy hands, and when Chris Barnett started landing, he just threw him down and submitted him. Round 2 sub. It was towards the end of the round, but you could see him pressuring him for the choke early on in the fight. And later down the line, he just kind of worked his way into position and grabbed his neck and strangled him. It was wild. But that's what Ben Rothwell does. You know, he's one of those, like, forceful, like, I'm just going to do my shit and you're going to deal with it. Yeah. Yeah, Ben Rothwell, if you don't know, go back and watch any of his fights. You're going to see him force his way into it.
He's had some fucking wars.
And, you know, for having 51 fights, 13 losses isn't shit, dude. Damn. You know, and that was his 52nd pro
that
fight.
fool would just sneak up because he don't have the physique that it ain't no Francis Ngannou homie or nothing. Like,
not at all.
Like a Derek Lewis and shit.
But like Derek Lewis even got body on him.
Before Derek Lewis came through.
Derek Lewis is
Rothwell.
in shape compared to Ben Rothwell.
Yeah, he looks like hell out of shape and then he just knocks you the fuck out.
Boom, yeah.
Did Brendan Schaub get knocked out by him?
I believe
like
so.
Did.
I think so.
I feel like he did.
I think so. He might have got submitted, to be honest. He might have got put to sleep. But
I feel like he got knocked out by that fool.
So then you have fight number 7, which, you know, for some reason they flip-flopped Ricardo Ramos and the Jack Hermansen fight. Jack Hermansen versus Edmond Shabazian. And, you know, this is one of those ones where it really was like a big question mark on why the UFC even made this fight. Like, this is so early in Edmond Shabazian's career. Yeah, like... Well, he just had no chance, man. Jack Hermansen is like one of the... Jack Hermansen is no lower than top 5 at any point of his career. He's like a legit killer. Jack the Joker, bro. He's one of those people that just... He's painful to the person he's fighting. Like, he wants to inflict pain, you know what I mean? He ain't out there trying to win. He's trying to hurt.
Yeah,
you know, there's a difference. You know, there's people that are out there.
Me after this.
Yeah, there's people out there that are trying to win a fight, and then there's people that are trying to hurt people. You know, and he's one of those people that's out there hurting people.
Hell yeah.
You step in this cage.
In a good way.
Yeah. You step in this cage, you try and hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. Hey, did you see Derek Lewis this past weekend fucking knock out the dude that tried to break in his car?
Oh yeah, that's just hilarious.
And then did you see what he posted on his Instagram?
He's okay.
Yeah. And then he circled the bruise on Homeboy's head in his own Instagram.
Oh no!
He posted the picture on his Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's epic, bro.
Yeah, and epic. Houston loves him, man. So he can do no wrong. The only question I have for him is, why are you driving a minivan, bro?
Shit, it's probably the most comfortable thing to just hop in and out of.
Bro. Look, I loved my minivan. I ain't talking shit on minivans,
I feel
but like
one of them dudes that just like want to just hop in. And
well, he's got one of those huge Texas trucks, you know. So I was just really confused. I was just really confused.
Like, bam, bam. Got the mommy van.
So then you have Ricardo Ramos versus and just to wrap that up, Edmond Shabazian had no chance. Like, he got completely dominated from pillar to post. Bro. It was. I don't know what the UFC was thinking. I think maybe Edmond went in there and started saying,
"I want." They were thinking, bro.
Well, I think Edmond.
Like, all right.
Edmond had to ask for this fight. If you look at it, the only way this makes sense is they were probably barking at each other.
With the Sharks.
There's no way, bro.
Like,
this is
let's see what
because this is Ronda Rousey's golden child. This is her little training partner, and Dana loves Ronda, so there's no way it would have gone down like that.
Well, you don't know.
Oh, we know. Like, he's talked about it before. Like, there's no...
Unless, like you say, he legit called homeboy out.
That's what I think happened. I think something happened backstage.
They're like, oh, he's ready. All right, fuck it. You think so?
I think something happened backstage.
Boom, gets whooped out.
I think something had to have happened backstage to the point where Edmond wanted to fight him. You know, like Jack probably talked shit after his last loss or something. I wonder if they fought on the same card previously. Something had to have happened, you know?
So my boy Masvidal, though, bro. I ain't heard shit from my boy.
After getting knocked out like that, the UFC will put you on a 90-day no practice like a recall, so you'd have to go back and get tested for concussions. And so we're probably getting close to the point where he can just now enter the gyms again.
I was watching this video of Chael Sonnen tell a story about him where he was like, yeah, man, you know, most of the time, guys tell you a story at the bar, they tell you that they knocked out 2 dudes with 2 punches, that you don't believe that. But this guy happens to be Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. He's like, yeah, this dude knocked out 2 motherfuckers that ran in the bathroom and thought these fools were with him. And then he knocked that fool out, and he was like, I'm gone. Like, golly, bro.
Yeah, and then Chael was talking. Chael was also, to finish that story, he was like, I've never heard anybody willingly talk about beating people up who weren't part of a fight and get away with it. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Like roasting him at the same time and shit.
I just love how Chael will talk about something and be like, there's no story here. I just thought it was cool.
It's all about that fool shit.
I love Chael Sonnen, man. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, shout out to the bad guys. That shit's great. That shit's
hilarious, bro. That shit had me dying, bro. I'm like, damn, I need to see this fool back in action.
Right. So then now we got Felicia Spencer versus Norma Dumas, and I thought Felicia Spencer was ready to come back, but she looks like she lost a piece of herself in that fight with Amanda Nunes, man. Because no, like disrespect to Norma Dumas, but like with a 5-1 record going against an 8-2 Felicia Spencer, who's been in there with Megan Anderson, strangled her. Damn. Like Felicia Spencer's no joke, man. Okay. And yet she went out there and just got beat up for 3 rounds. So I don't know what's next. Yeah, and like the crazy part is this is in that 145 weight class in the women's division where it's like there's no contenders. So who's Norma Dumas fight next? Damn. Amanda? Because like, dude, you got 7 pro fights. Like that's not healthy.
She gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, you can't fight Amanda Nunes with 7 pro fights, that's bro. Crazy. Like maybe Kayla Harrison could. That's who needs to fight Amanda next is Kayla Harrison. You think so? Oh yeah, but she needs to come down to 145. She's done it once. She fights 155, bro. Kayla Harrison fights at the 155 weight class. Like, that's huge for women. There's no 155ers, bro. Damn. She's begging to fight Cyborg. Like, begging.
But she's not UFC.
Nah, she's Bellator.
You can still fix that up or what?
Well, yeah, PFL and Bellator can make that happen. PFL is way more willing to, work with other companies than UFC is, so that won't be an issue. The only issue that I see is Kayla Harrison being actually ready because it's like the Canelo situation right now. Well, not even the weight. It's like the Canelo situation. We're so early in her career. Like, this is when those women need to get her. Otherwise, she's going to get so good that it's not a good idea. Yeah. Like, if Amanda Nunes was smart, she would want the fight to happen, like, right now. Like, let me fight her ASAP.
She can fuck her up and then done.
Yeah, be done. Say, yep, retire is the best. Because they train together, bro. They train in the same room. Shit. So you don't think Kayla knows? Yeah. There's a reason Kayla Harrison said, I'm the baddest bitch in every room. She knows. They train in the same room.
That'll be sick, bro, hopefully.
So, like, Amanda needs to... And, like, there's a difference once you're out there really slugging and swinging punches as opposed to training. But, like, if Amanda don't get her now, I don't know that she's going to be able to. And that's no disrespect to Amanda. It's just, this is a 2-time gold medalist we're talking about. Someone who cares about the sport on a different level. Like,
yeah. Hopefully it happens.
The Kayla Harrison train needs to happen. So
yeah, fuck yeah.
That's a huge rant that we just went on about someone who's not even part of this card. But whatever. Justin Tafa versus Jared Van Der Aa. And Justin Tafa, dude, time to go somewhere else, man. You're just not UFC ready. Bellator, maybe. Go fight with those boys. No disrespect, but like everybody he's fought that has any real boxing skill, he has no chance against. He gets boxed out. He doesn't get in. It's like the Mark Hunt situation, but Mark Hunt was willing to be reckless and just jump in and throw haymakers. Justin's trying to be the better boxer with no reach. You're fighting heavyweights as a short man. It's like DC trying to outbox everybody. That wasn't going to happen at his height. Nah. It's just not real. So, I mean, Justin Tafa, if you do get another chance, take the Mark Hunt approach, jump in, haymakers, reckless abandon. If not, then hopefully you get a chance somewhere else. Cause
you gotta win the inside fight, homie, before you want to start boxing.
Yeah, and I mean, no disrespect, but like maybe do some cardio work. Like, I don't know. Well, he gasses out. Like if you get out of the first round, then you automatically are 50-50 at that point instead of God's guess.
Damn.
Like when you go into a fight, anything can happen. Right? Come round 2 with Justin Tafa, one thing ain't gonna happen. That's a knockout. So, like, it's one of those things like he's really got to figure it out because he's not gonna win a boxing match. Not in the heavyweight division in the UFC.
It's the UFC.
Because imagine him versus Francis Ngannou. Like Francis is gonna murder that kid.
They're in the same.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight, bro.
Oh shit!
Justin Tafa's a heavyweight.
That was you just retire then? Fuck it.
No, I'm saying he needs to go get maybe 8 fights with Bellator, or go get 8 fights with PFL. Go somewhere else and
get your game up.
Figure it out. Figure out what your style is.
And your stride.
Because I mean, right now he's got 7 pro fights.
And he's doing horrible.
And 4 of them have been in the UFC now. He's 1-3-1 in the UFC. 5 have been in the UFC.